attendees. But we would appreciate it if you did. All right, I've got you, me.
Yeah.
Masters is here.
Last one.
Corey,
Okay.
Margaret, Scooter, and then I think that's it. Oh, there's one.
Are we doing the back and forth again?
Yes. I didn't define which ones we were which,
I'm
but
going to say my name.
okay.
Okay. Do you want to do the land acknowledgement?
Absolutely.
Decide.
Sure, you go slow.
Oh, yeah.
Try to slow down. Just a little bit. Otherwise, I go back.
Sponsored by
Sosa.
To say hi, I'm
Hi.
Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I sent you a message, but I figured you're pretty busy because you were looking for someone to help do deliveries,
Right.
whatever.
Yes.
But anyway, so if there is anything, you can just text
Yeah,
me.
I got your message. I guess I didn't
It's okay.
respond, but I
That's
let
okay.
the board know.
You're busy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay. Good.
Great. Thank you.
Do you want me to sit? I will open then. Does that work?
Okay.
Okay. And then we'll rock, paper, scissors for the rest.
Yeah. And then our speech is back here.
Okay.
Do you
Do you have a preference?
No. I think we'll maybe just bring that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
You take one, I'll take one. All right.
I like wings. See my
I did it
ears?
in 2 batches. I
Shall we?
came out a large front yard. My backyard.
Yeah, I'm just going to set my coffee somewhere that's not.
Front yard's not even.
Okay.
We're in frame.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You have the first line.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you for joining us today at the Pride Week flag raising ceremony.
You can say your name.
My name is Lisa Phillipson, and I am one of the co-chairs of Queen City Pride, and I use she, her, and they, them pronouns.
And my name is Dan Shire, the other half of the co-chairs of Queen City Pride, and I use he, him pronouns. And we are excited to be hosting the Pride Week flag raising here in front of City Hall. This event is being broadcast from the traditional territories of the Nahiwak, Anishinaabe, Dakota, Lakota, and Nakota peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We recognize that homophobia and transphobia were brought here through colonization, and that the fight against these and all forms of oppression and discrimination require the work of decolonization. Today and every day, we thank our Two-Spirit and Indigenous leaders who have and continue to share their knowledge and teachings with us. We're grateful to be able to celebrate Pride on these lands.
And now for a bit of housekeeping. This event is being streamed live to allow folks to attend remotely. So please help us out by being mindful of the microphone and cameras, putting your phone on silent if you haven't already. And for our speakers, please speak loud and clear. We not only have several microphones, but we also have a beautiful interpreter, and they would very much like you to speak slower than I am currently. For everyone who is gathered here today in person, thank you for coming out. As a reminder of our COVID-19 policies, please keep your masks on, space yourselves 2 meters apart unless you're from the same household or bubble, and greet each other in creative ways. Foot taps, elbow bumps, all acceptable. Lastly, if you haven't done so, please take a moment to complete our mobile check-in for screening and contact tracing. Thank you.
Before we raise the flag, we'd like to introduce our guest speakers from various queer and trans organizations from our city and province. The Pride Festival that happens each year would not be the vibrant celebration of inclusion and diversity if it weren't for the participation of these and many other community partners.
Today we have representatives from All Nations Hope Network, the Gay and Lesbian Community of the Regina, Regal Social Association of Regina, Queen City Pride, and the City of Regina.
I'd like to now invite up to the stage Margaret
Kisikawa?
sorry,
Kisikawa?
Kisika
Yes.
Pieces. So sorry.
No worries, no worries. Did you want me to do the opening out of the front first? Yeah. Because you want to do the show?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys move away 2 meters? I gotta take my mask off. That's why.
Yeah. I'm trying to get.
I'm sorry. Can't say. Nanaskaman. Thank you. Good morning. Is this
This is the microphone.
that's
Yeah,
I'll need you to hold it? Tim?
Yep.
Yeah. Is that okay?
Here, many
Is that
wipes.
better?
Very
My
much
hands are
so.
full.
Just give me 1 sec to
Sorry. Oh,
do this thing.
it's all right.
Give it a lemon scent for you.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting Margaret Kisika Pieces. And Kisika Pieces is Cree for daybird. And that was my family's, my ancestors' name before it was changed to Bitternose. So I come from the George Gordon First Nation and from Papikisi, so where my ancestors are from. So I'm from this land. I'm a Nihio Cree, Iskweo woman. And Meeto Wenoke Chitasqueo, I'm kind-hearted warrior woman. I'm known as Margaret Kisika Pieces in the world that we live in today, in the colonial world. And so today I'm so thankful to be asked to come and to say a few words and to also drum and bring to life the many nations here that are here now, and to bring to life the I'll try to talk slower. To bring to life Pamasawan this week that is so important as we acknowledge the many people that reside here now, the many nations that come here, and how we identify ourselves is so important. Prior to colonization, the Two Spirits were part of this community, part of this land, and still are today, in very important pieces. Have very important roles and responsibilities that they bring to this land. And as we bring them back into our circle and welcome them into our traditions, our ceremonies, our language, our teachings, all of that, our medicines, it's so important that we begin to do this work all together in a good way, to bring Pamasawan life to the people and to acknowledge everybody that's here on this land here today. So I'm going to drum a song, and I want to acknowledge this week and all of the people and that put this together, and all of the institutions, the systems, and the agencies that serve the people. Coming from All Nations Hope Network, who's been on this land for over 25 years, we have always been co-creators. We work for the Creator, we serve the Creator. This morning, I'm going to bring that to life here through the drum, through the song, and I welcome you to hum along, sing along, if you are able to. It's a community event. It's from the heart, and as we begin to look forward to these ways of Indigenous ways of knowing and doing on this land, that is what's going to bring the health and wellness to the people. So thank you so much for inviting me, and I look forward to the rest of the year, because this is a kickoff for the whole year. It's not just one day. This is a way of life. This is alive. Everything that we do as Indigenous people is alive. Documents, events, days, weeks, whatever it is, it's alive. It'll be for the rest of the year. And then next year we'll gather again, and we'll have some new information to share and to move forward in creating awareness and education, prevention, all of that good work that the people do as co-creators of our Kisi Manito. Hi, hi.
your desk too.
Oh. I don't want to get arrested.
Oh, please don't blow away. All right. We don't need that one. Okay. Thank you, Margaret. Our next greeting from Your Pride Center was meant to be presented by video. However, we had a tech problem and we can't play it at this time. So we will upload their message to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page so that you can check it out later today. Now, on behalf of the gay and lesbian community of Regina, please welcome Corey Oxelgren.
Thank you very much for inviting us to share our flag raising and pride. What a nice day it is today. Last year, I think there's gale force winds, and I think it was minus something. So it's amazing how it changes. Only thing that unfortunately hasn't changed is that we still aren't able to celebrate full pride because of COVID. But here's looking for next year. I must say though that I'm impressed with the Pride Committee. A lot of people would have just folded shop and left because they couldn't put on the full Pride, but you persevered and put on a really great show. I was looking at the agenda and it looks great. So on behalf of the Q Nightclub and the GLCR, I just want to say that there's so much that we have to be proud of as a community. We've got so much history for a smaller center, unlike many others. We've done so much. I mean, the Pride Committee has done so much work. The UR Pride is doing amazing things. The RSAR has done a lot of stuff that is impressive. In fact, I think it's their 30th year this year that they're celebrating. And next year we're celebrating 50 years for us. So what we're excited about is being able to celebrate next year at Pride full and then have our 50th anniversary to really put it on next year. So here's looking for that. So anyway, good luck and thank you very much. And I hope the whole week turns out great. Thanks.
Thank you, Corey. Next up, we have Scooter Down Low from the RSAR.
I can open my mouth. I'll take this off while I speak.
Yep, you can take this off while you speak.
Excellent.
Then we can hear and see your
I can
lovely
open
face.
my mouth wide. There you go. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us as we commemorate another week of Pride in Regina. My name is Scooter Down Low, Emperor 30 of Regina and all of Saskatchewan. It is an honor to bear greetings on behalf of the Imperial and Sovereign Court of the governing body, the Golden Wheat Chief Empire, the Regal Social Association of Regina, and the International Court System. We are a chapter of an international organization dedicated to raising money and supporting charities and nonprofits in Saskatchewan through the art of drag. We are, as Corey mentioned, proudly celebrating 30 years of service this year to our province. Pride has so many meanings as to what it represents to us all. What is important to remember each day is that Pride has meaning. Pride is a symbol. Pride is a movement. Pride is important. Pride has always been a demonstration. It is a public demonstration that our communities have the human right to exist without prosecution, the human right to be visible without fear, the human right to love who we want, the human right to our gender identities, and the basic human right to happiness. Pride is also a movement to celebrate. This week we celebrate our history and the victories we have had along the way for basic human rights. It's a time to celebrate what we are lucky to have here in Canada and here in Regina. It's a time for families to come together. It's a time for friendships and building lasting memories. It's also a time to have a little fun while helping one another grow stronger. But Pride is always a time to remember our past, and that the fight for equality is still ongoing. It's important to remember that there are still many places today where our communities do not have the basic human rights to exist. There are places in this world where this speech could have me imprisoned or worse. Pride will forever be a demonstration, a time for us all to be seen, and a time for us all to be heard. Pride will always be a reminder to the world that we are here, and our flags will fly strong in solidarity until our entire community worldwide can celebrate together. Pride offers so many different meanings as to what this month represents to us all. I wish to thank everyone who stands with us today as we raise this symbol in demonstration to our human right to visibility, and as we raise a beacon of hope to those around the world still fighting. I thank you for standing with us today as we raise a symbol in remembrance of our journey to equality and honor those we have lost along the way. And above all, I thank you for standing here with us today in celebration as Pride Week in the Queen City begins. Happy Pride, everyone.
Thanks.
Us. Yeah, I think it's us.
Okay. Thank you, Scott. Whoop, there we go. Thank you, Scott. Before we introduce our last speaker and proceed with the flag raising, we'd like to share some remarks on behalf of Queen City Pride. As we all continue to navigate the challenges brought upon us by the pandemic and look forward to one day gathering with our friends and loved ones, we're reminded about why Pride is important and why bringing community together in whatever form possible is essential. It's been just 10 months since we last stood here together to raise the flag for Pride, and a lot has happened since.
In December, our community lost a dear friend, Derek Seitz, or as many knew him as Sister Jenny Talia. Derek impacted the lives of so many people with his kindness and heart. His dedication to his community through volunteerism, performance, and leadership inspired people to find their own creativity, to find ways to help each other and to love one another. This year's theme, You Are Loved, is a tribute to Derek's memory and the message he shared. More recently, our community has rallied together to challenge the harmful messages of a local church and to support a ban on the the practice of conversion therapy. It wasn't that long ago that many of us participated in and witnessed the virtual debates about a ban that would serve to protect our community from a violent practice. And while a public debate on civic matters may seem commonplace, we understand that when the debate is about the rights and protections of marginalized communities, it's often those communities that suffer through the process. We saw this firsthand as many of the opponents to the ban attempted to use transphobia and the undermining of trans rights as evidence in their cases.
We gather here today, in person and virtually, to raise the symbol of community, solidarity, and justice. The Progress Pride flag has become more commonplace as the prides across the world, and for good reason. It reminds us that the Pride movement is not alone in its path, and that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Today we stand in solidarity with respect for our Indigenous communities. We are reminded of the horrible impact that residential and day schools had and still have to this day. Today we will raise our flag and then lower it to half-mast.
As you take in this week's activities, please share a moment to reflect on our histories and the lessons we've learned. Use your privileges to support the people around you. Give up the spaces you occupy in order to make room for those voices unheard. Be kind and respectful to one another, and happy Pride, Regina. Now we'd like to invite to the podium Her Worship Sandra Masters, Mayor of Regina.
Thank you. I'll do this. Good morning, everyone. And it is a beautiful Pride Festival kickoff. On behalf of my City Council colleagues and the City of Regina, I want to wish you all a happy and inclusive Pride Week. I would like to thank my council colleagues in attendance this morning, Councillor Hawkins, Councillor Bresciani, Councillor Zakidiak, and Councillor Stadnichuk. We're situated on Treaty 4 territory, home of the Cree, Saulteaux, Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. And we celebrate the start of Pride celebration by raising the Progress Pride flag. Pride is more than a festival. You heard it described this morning. It's a movement. More than a parade. It is a time for the Two-Spirit and LGBTQIA+ community to celebrate themselves and to bring into the light the struggles they have and continue to face. The COVID-19 pandemic has tested our collective tenacity and resilience, but the impact on some groups has not been equal. Frankly, day-to-day life under normal is not equal for everyone, and that's on all of us to continue to improve. Tape was a good idea. Pride Festival is exactly what we need right now, a time to wrap our virtual arms around each other, to see, to acknowledge, and to reflect on how we can support and celebrate all within our community. Thank you. Today and this whole week's festival would not be possible without the volunteers, organizers, and supporters in making 2021 Pride happen. You have our gratitude and admiration for your passion, energy, and effort, and your love for your community. To Queen City Pride Chairs, Dan Shearer and Lisa Phillipson, you have done an extraordinary job, and you deserve many thanks and accolades for all the hard work and many hours you contribute to the success of another Pride celebration. Oh, I'm not done. It's windy.
Which is good.
Right?
Yep.
It's the hair. Thank you. Thank you to everyone in the Two-Spirit LGBTQIA+ community for raising your voice, for the patience to educate people like myself and others on issues, challenges, but also opportunities. I want to say one last thank you, and that's to all of Regina. We have a rich and diverse community, and it deserves celebration. Take the time to learn and understand the issues. Take the time to get your pride on this week. Wave your flags today and always. Show the world be with you today for the rainbows and the smiles, the acceptance and the love. Now I'm done.
There we go. All right. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor Masters. We're now at the point in our program where we get to raise the flag. Let's go over and do that.
sign off?
Sure. All right. Happy Pride! Before we sign off, be sure to check out queencitypride.ca to find out all about this year's events and how to enjoy them. Be sure to get your tickets for the annual Pride 5050 online by going to pride5050.ca. This concludes our ceremony, and we thank you for joining us today.
Yay!
Part of me is like, I'm going to take my mask off. I'm like,